Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room powered by Extreme. I'm your host Rubaid Iftikhar and the much awaited FIFA Club World Cup final is upon us, and very unsurprisingly PSG is at one side, but surprisingly Chelsea is their opponent. Who's going to win? I have Rifat Masood with me. Rifat, did Chelsea surprise you?
They did, but the way they have come to this final, if you follow, from round of 16 and then quarter-finals, semi-finals, they got Benfica in round of 16. They were supposed to play against Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich lost against Benfica to become the group runners-up. So they got Benfica, and then in quarter-final, Palmeiras, and in semi-final, Fluminense. So I think they had a easier way, but you only can beat the team that you face. So Chelsea are a surprise package and hugely underdog, I'd say.
Right. But Rifat, do you think like the teams like the European biggies like Real Madrid, the Bayern Munichs, do you think these teams took this tournament seriously a bit later on? Initially, they were not playing or calculating the depth or the gravitas of the situation that much?
If you consider PSG, I thought they were playing fantastic from the beginning.
Right.
Only apart from the game against Botafogo, where they lost the game, I thought PSG was they tried to win it. Although we were a bit confused and skeptical about them, that they have already won the Champions League. Would they be able to replicate the same performance? But they did, and they did in a manner that now we are having to say that PSG are the best team in the world by far, by far. And if you consider Real Madrid, you probably have seen that they have lost, and now there are news coming out from the dressing room that there are some conflicts going on. If those teams hadn't taken these tournaments seriously, I don't think that this would have happened. These news where we would have gotten these all these newses. Although I'd say it's a tournament that was not so hyped up, and if you see the newspapers in England and the websites, you won't see much news about the Club World Cup, surprisingly.
সব মশার বিরুদ্ধে সুরক্ষা দিতে এলো বসুন্ধরা এক্সট্রিম অ্যারোসল মশার বিরুদ্ধে এক্সট্রিম সুরক্ষা
Well, British people are terribly
probably they are now into
biased.
Test cricket and Wimbledon final.
Yes, British media, in fact, are terribly biased. They have this bad reputation. But keeping all that apart, now as the tournament is at its final stages, and FIFA President Infantino called it a unprecedented success. But do you think we'll see another edition next year? But this is a very big money churning machine. We saw that. You know, the numbers are unbelievable. But football-wise, do you think the teams would be interested to participate, like the Real Madrids or the Barcelonas or the Liverpools?
33 million revenue per match, as Gianni Infantino said, the FIFA president. That's a huge number.
We haven't heard this kind of numbers in football.
In football, recently at least. So if we see it was the first edition of the Club World Cup, I think this will continue, but I don't know in what manner, in what scale. I think teams will get prepared for the next tournament, and they will try to have a bigger squad, a larger squad, to facilitate this tournament in their calendar. There are a lot of talks about the fatigue, and also there are some other issues. But this tournament, if the final is, if they win it, I mean PSG, let's say PSG wins it, then you are destined to say that PSG are the best team in the world, and PSG have already proven it. So there are those one group that they would always say that why do we need this tournament, and there will be the FIFA group. They will try to brand it and rebrand it, because their main target, I think, is to break the UEFA stronghold on football.
Right. All right. That's fantastically put. But let's get into the match straight away. I don't see PSG losing. I mean, no way they would lose this match. Chelsea, as you've mentioned, they got lucky. I'm with total due respect to Benfica and Palmeiras and Fluminense,
but let's
they
go back
haven't
to-
faced
Yeah.
PSG in this tournament.
But let's go back to 2012 when Chelsea went to the final. They played against Bayern Munich. They weren't the favorites.
Right.
And that game
Also
played
Chelsea
in-
and Man City in the
Yeah,
recent
in
past.
the recent past. Chelsea have that
This
tradition,
knack.
you know, that they can surprise you when you write them off. So there is a chance, and Enzo Maresca, he said that I want to win it. He's not the guy who would see PSG as huge favorites, and he would try to install the belief in his team that you can make it happen. Chelsea have nothing to lose. That's another positive thing for them, I'd say. But this PSG, when it comes to
Ruthless.
reality, it's tough to beat them. It's near impossible to beat them. And if you are Chelsea, which team is still developing, you know,
And
there are
not
huge-
as solid as we know the
No,
Chelsea
the
teams
PSG.
traditionally are.
Yeah.
You know, but they are not defensively as solid.
I think midfield would be a battle where the
right.
game would be decided. Your Neves, your Vitinha, your Ruiz against Enzo
Enzo.
Fernandez and Caicedo. It's a mismatch. Huh?
Absolutely. I think Enzo and Caicedo might give Chelsea a bit edge in the physical side of it, but in the skill part, PSG has this upper hand. And of course, you cannot deny PSG's front line.
Oh, man.
What a front line. I think right now, Doué and Dembele are the best wing pairings in the world. if
And
I'm
also
not mistaken.
Kvaratskhelia, if you see his work rate,
He covers
it's
every
brilliant.
inch.
every inch, and he's supposed to do that. Under Luis Enrique, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to join the attack, and you're supposed to join the defense. That's what he has done. And if you especially if we can talk about Ousmane Dembele, one thing for sure, Chelsea
I
know
so
that.
don't like him. He was in my team, Barcelona, and he was as fragile as a poppadom. Now he is scoring goals for fun. What's wrong with
He's
him?
now Ballon d'Or contender. You
Exactly.
know? And this is the Ousmane Dembele that was promised. This was the Ousmane Dembele we all talked about. That this guy
And all
has
the
potential.
Barcelona fans were hoping that this Ousmane Dembele will show
Yeah,
up. Will
this
show up
Ousmane
at that
Dembele
point.
Some point when Messi went out from the club, people expected that this is the
Neymar
guy.
went away.
Yeah.
We brought Coutinho in, but Dembele was not fired.
Maybe Ousmane Dembele needed that pat on his back that you are the main man, you are my number 10. I'm going to start everything from you, I'm going to finish everything from you. Maybe Ousmane Dembele needed that from his coach.
Or
he
maybe-
didn't get that in Barcelona.
Or maybe all these years of medical treatment in Barcelona and all the good food made him stronger and now a good contender. Jokes apart, let's talk about these two coaches, Maresca and Luis Enrique. We know Luis Enrique would be I think it's a future legend coach. Already, if he's
I
not,
think he's already a legend, yeah.
If he's not already, Maresca, do you think he overachieved with this team and with his profile? He already had a Conference League in his kitty, playing Champions League next season. Now, if he wins, as we are assuming, would he overachieve?
Chelsea finished in top 4 last season, and we all of us, I think, in the month of November, we think we guessed it that Chelsea are there. In fact, in some point, Chelsea were at the top of the table when Enzo Maresca was asked by a journalist that if you consider your team as one of the favorites to win the Premier League, and then he said that no, we are not yet there.
Title contenders.
Yeah, so he was too honest, and despite being too honest, his team, they let him down. And from the end of the December until March, Chelsea were going through like this, ups and downs. And Chelsea were, at some point, they were in danger of missing out from the Champions League. Then they somehow got their form back in April and May. And in this Club World Cup, as we have said, that they haven't faced a real contender yet. I wouldn't say Enzo Maresca overachieved it, but I would say if Chelsea they fail to finish in another Champions League spot next season, that would be devastating for them. Enzo Maresca needs to consider the fact that PSG are the superior team. You cannot have ball possession against PSG. If you try to implement that, you might lose like Real Madrid did. So Enzo Maresca need to bring out his pragmatic side of the game if he wants to contest against this PSG team.
All right, finally, Rifat, your prediction.
My prediction.
Maybe a scoreline?
One thing for sure we know that PSG is going to press, and if Chelsea fails to contain that press, Chelsea are gonna lose by 3 or 4 goals, like semi-finals or like the Inter Miami game PSG played against. I'd say 3-1 scoreline or maybe a 3-0 PSG win.
I think it would be a 4-1 or 3-1. All right, Rifat, thank you for your time today.
Thank you so much.
Folks, let us know your prediction and your scoreline in the comment box below. I'll see you soon with more discussion topics and sporting issues. Till then, you take care.
For more updates, follow us on Facebook, subscribe our YouTube channel, get the latest update on www.daily-sun.com.